All right, who needs coffee? Cup of coffee here, cup of coffee. You want a cup of coffee? You guys have cheese fries, right? All right, good. All right, I'm trying to feed everybody today. In fact, look who just walked in the door. The Honorable Mayor of Richmond, Virginia, Dr. Danny Avula, joining us. We're having a cup of coffee here at Shorty's Diner on Libby and Broad. Mr. Mayor, good morning. Thank you so much for coming by and having a cup of coffee with me.
Good morning, Rich. Happy to be here.
Yeah,
you've been coming out to the county for you, man.
Listen, I really appreciate that. All right, I told your staff I've got some hard-hitting questions that we need to know about Danny Avula. So number one, here's a hard-hitting question we want to know right now. Mr. Mayor, I demand to know this. How do you take your coffee?
Well, this morning I'm taking it black. Usually I'm a big baby about my coffee. I have a hazelnut coffee mate creamer at home. That is my favorite thing. But if I don't have that, then black is fine.
The black coffee. All right. The other thing the people want to know about the mayor of Richmond, Virginia, had a lot of people blow up the James River Air text line about this. What does Danny Avula have for breakfast? How does he have his eggs?
Oh, well, eggs fried over easy.
Okay, says a lot about a man how he has his eggs.
But I typically don't. I just have coffee for breakfast.
That's it. You're just a coffee guy in the morning. That's it.
Yeah.
Nothing else. Not a bagel, snack, scone.
I mean, if it were there, I'd have it.
But, so now we know the difference why the mayor's the size he is and Rich is the size I
don't know
am,
about that, man. I said this job has not been kind to me in the weight department.
Let's talk about being mayor. And again, we talk about policy all the time. I just want to talk to you about being mayor. Is it what you thought it was going to be?
I don't know that I had much of a vision, right? I mean, I think I had been around our previous mayor. I served as the public health director. I've been in city government and state government. I mean, I think the pace is probably what I thought it would be. And I've had hard, intense jobs. Working during COVID was about as intense a season as I could ever imagine.
Right.
But I do think the every single decision, every single thing. Okay, I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
I went to a concert with my daughter the other night.
Okay.
And I thought it would just be, sort of a fun, getting out to the town, hanging out with my daughter. And someone, took some video of me from the back, which is fine, it's great, and I get it. But it took off on social media, and it was a Jeezy concert, and so I think there was some surprise that somebody.
Because you're a Dave Matthews Band guy, right?
I do. My wife loves Dave Matthews.
Okay.
I was out of town for when he was here. I was up in New York, which is sad. But I would have loved to have been at that concert too.
Did she get to go see Dave?
She did. Yeah.
Okay, so I was worried about that.
She and her best friend got to go see it.
Okay, so I was worried about that because I was like, I bet you Danny Avula. I wonder what kind of seats he has. I hope he got to meet the band and everything. And then I sent you a text. How was the concert? And you go, I'm in New York.
Yes, I missed it. It was very, very sad. But my wife, grew up on Dave Matthews, went to see him regularly when he was playing really small clubs like Trax in Charlottesville. So,
okay.
Really glad she got the chance to do that. And it sounded like it was a huge turnout here in our community.
Oh, it's been great as people have enjoyed this new amphitheater. What are so that's one of the things I was going to ask you. You can't do anything without a camera in front of you. You're like a New York Yankee with people looking around to see everything that you do. Getting recognized everywhere you go. Yeah. Okay. What's that like?
Yeah, I've experienced some of it because, in that COVID season, again, I was on the news probably 4 days a week for a few months of 2020 and again in 2021. It's a little dicier now because not everybody's as excited to see the mayor. But I will say that what I felt over the weeks, particularly as we've gotten distance from the water crisis,
right?
The comments of hey, Mayor, I need you to fix this, and the comments of hey, this I had this great experience with City Hall are starting to even out, and so that feels pretty good. And I think that recognizability means real time. I'm going to have real conversations with people, constant feedback, and it is part of the job. And thankfully, so far, it's been pretty positive.
What about your family? How they reacted? Because again, your daughter, you go to a concert, all of a sudden, oh great, there's my dad on social media. He's blowing up TikTok.
No, so I've got 5 kids. One is off in college, so he couldn't care less.
He's off living his life, right?
And then my oldest is, she's the only one that is on social media. And so I think she's the only, my wife and I have been pretty thoughtful and intentional about limiting our kids' access to that, just knowing that it's a tough thing for
It's
teenagers.
toxic.
Yeah, it really is.
It's toxic.
It really is. And so, yeah, we've made very intentional decisions to kind of shield or help our kids make better decisions.
Wait a minute. So your oldest son is away.
Right. My
Right.
oldest daughter graduated college a couple years ago. She works here in town and just moved out of the house 4 months ago.
Okay. And then you have the three.
Three in high school.
Three in high school. Three girls.
No, 2 boys,
Two
and
boys
then
and
the
a girl.
baby is
Okay.
a girl. Yeah.
So when the mayor comes back, so I was going to tell you this. One of my best friends is a judge. So he and I waited tables. We were fraternity brothers. We were idiots together. And I go visit him now, and everybody's like, step two, oh, judge, judge, judge. And they act like he's this big shot. And I'm like, if you only knew everything we did in college, you wouldn't be talking like that. When you go to City Hall, people snap to, oh, look, here comes the mayor. Oh, hey, babe, we better be on our best behavior. Here comes the mayor. You go out, people, oh, I want to shake your hand. Who keeps you grounded? What's it like when you go home? Because I got a feeling with the family that big, you walk in there like, yeah, okay, we know you're the mayor, but Dad, I need help with this over here.
Yeah, no, at home, like all the kids and my wife, very quickly make me remember my place, which is great, right? I mean,
It keeps you grounded.
It does. It absolutely does. I also have a number of my best friends from college who all live here in Richmond. We have kind of lived in community for years. Our families have grown up together, and so they're a regular part of my life, and many of them are still here. And so, yeah, there's a large community of people who keep me grounded, Rich.
Do they ever look at you like, I cannot believe you're the mayor of Richmond, Virginia?
Yes, my text thread with my college roommates is quite amusing.
What do they call you?
Danny.
None of the. So when I'm with my buddy Dave, I always call him Your Honor. He goes, knock it off. Okay, sorry, Your Honor. I don't mean to call it. Did anybody ever just like, yes, Mr. Mayor, no, Mr. Mayor?
If they're mocking, they'll say things like Your Excellency. So that's what I get a lot, which I think is actually the formal term for our governor here in
Right.
this
I think so.
Commonwealth,
He and the Archbishop are both Your Excellency.
right.
So yeah, I learned that from having him on the program. Mayor Danny Avula joining us here. We're just having a cup of coffee. We are not going to talk about any politics. We're not going to talk about the water. We're not going to talk about garbage. We're not going to talk about taxes, streets, anything else. We're just sitting here having a cup of coffee, just getting a chance to give you a breather.
He wants me to come back, apparently.
Whatever I could do to try to have you come on and talk with us a little bit more. No, you've been great since even before I moved to Richmond. You've been great. You've been such a friend of the program, and I like the fact that we're able to call you. And we have more transparency and we get a chance to hear from you. And I think the people of Richmond appreciate this even more. What's the biggest perk of the job? What's the thing that you enjoy the most about it?
The thing that I enjoy the most is really feeling like this is an incredible way to serve a city that I love and that has been so good to me.
Why is that so important to you?
I think that public service, the call to actually spend my hours and my time doing things that are pouring back in the community, that are so tangibly caring for people, that are changing the opportunities for the most vulnerable people among us. I mean, I think those are the things that my faith compels me to. It's what drew me to medicine in the first place. It drew me to public service and public health, and has continued to fuel my passion for what brings me to the work.
Is that something you inherited from your family?
Yeah, interestingly, my grandparents were back in India, were converted by missionaries, and so when my parents, who had an arranged marriage, they met each other 5 days before they got married, came to the U.S., and so faith was kind of a part of our life. They connected to churches in California initially, where I did much of my growing up in the early years, but I don't think I made it real for me until late high school. And so, yeah, it was very formational for me as I transitioned into adulthood.
Do you look at yourself like a role model?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's no way to be in a job that is this visible where people are looking to me. I mean, certainly first and foremost for the kids, right? For my kids.
Right.
But I do think there are many people around this city who, are looking to say, hey, what does the mayor think about this? What is the mayor going to do about this situation? And I've got to own that, right? I've got to own that influence, and I want to, and that's not why I do things, but it is a reality of the job that I have to, that people are watching, and that I want to be, I want to make sure that I'm making decisions with integrity and making decisions that I can support and defend to others as they're watching.
Is it tough to be a politician because everyone listen, I think I know you pretty well. I think the people of Richmond have got to know you better from coming on News Radio WRVA, so I'll take all the credit in the world for being your PR flack of telling people, you know what, Danny Avula, and here's what I say, because I remember the first conversation we had, I said, we're not always going to agree,
Sure,
but I'm never going to say anything on the air that I wouldn't say to your face, and I think I've kept that promise to you.
Absolutely.
Here's how I describe you. I tell people, you know what? Danny Avula is one of the most transparent people I've ever met in public office, and he's earnest in everything that you see. There is no Danny Avula behind the microphone and then he does something different when I see him out in the community. Danny Avula is the same when you and I are having private conversations, when we're text messaging, on the radio. I think he's probably the most earnest, honest politician I've seen in a long time. So that's what I tell people about you on the air. And I say the same thing off the air to people. Is it tough when people question our city council and people in City Hall's motives?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I think it's easy to kind of look at a particular media narrative or to look at one article and then draw your own conclusions. And I think that's part of why, showing up for things like this and making ourselves accessible and really focusing on communications to try to fill in those voids. Because one of the things I've learned in a life, I mean, I've only been a politician for 7 months.
Do you really want to call yourself a politician?
No,
right?
it's very uncomfortable for me to even say
okay, so
that.
what's it like when you have the sign, vote for Danny?
Yeah.
I mean, how weird is that when you see that? Or the first time you saw yourself on television as the mayor, oh, look, here's News 8, or 8 News, excuse me, Mayor Danny Avula speaking today, and you might be at home like, oh, God, how is my fit? Girls, did I have the right fit on today? Do I match today?
Campaigning was a real challenge. There were parts of it that I loved because you're out in community, you're talking to people every day, you're hearing, what their experience and their aspirations for their community are. But you're also, trying to convince people why you're better than the next person,
right.
And it's a very uncomfortable process. And thankfully it went really well for us. We're going to need to do it again because I believe that the work that the city requires, I want to be here for the full 8 years to see that through as to the degree that I can. So I've got to deal with that reality. I'm going to have to run for something again, but this is not my long term.
And again, remember, we're not talking politics here. We're not talking. I'm just getting to know Danny a little bit more.
Yeah.
Do you ever get to just dress like a bum? Do you ever get to not shave, not comb your hair, baseball cap backwards, T-shirt with a hole on it or something when you're cutting the grass?
Yes. At home, that's how you'll typically find me, with a hoodie and flip flops. And my daughter is very embarrassed when she says, "Dad, why are your dogs out?" Yes.
Can you run to the grocery store like that? Or like, all right, I'm the mayor, I better put on a collared shirt.
Not anymore.
No. When you're a doctor, you can wear whatever you want, right?
Yeah, you could be fairly anonymous. Even if people recognize me from COVID, their memories were short. 3 years out, I was able to do that.
But now all of a sudden, oh, he's the mayor. Look at him.
That's right.
Hey, look, let's get a picture of the mayor on Instagram with the T-shirt with a big hole. He's got a Dave Matthews T-shirt with a hole in the shoulder. Oh, we'll take that picture and put it out there for everybody to see.
If my wife was listening, she would be cracking up right now because I'm like one of those people who I can't let anything go. So I have shirts from high school and college days that are all threadbare, and I see that as a badge of honor.
Right, that's what guys think. So my wife right now is getting ready to pack up, right?
Okay.
So she's finally going to come out here. We got my son situated. He's going to finish his senior year at the University of Arizona. Then he's going into the Navy.
Awesome.
Following in your, that's tradition.
Yeah,
Thank you
right.
for
My
your
dad
family.
Was Navy.
So he'll do that, and now she said, okay, now I can start packing up. She goes, can I throw away all these T-shirts? Like, no, this is my life. This is how I can tell where I've been. It's like if you cut a tree open, you can see how old the tree is by the rings. You look at a man's closet, you can see what his life has been like, all the T-shirts he has.
That is so well said. This is how you can tell where I've been. I mean, I think I look at my stack of T-shirts, and it is nostalgia.
Yeah.
It's why I still have my CDs.
Exactly.
I can't let that stuff go.
So who picks your clothes? Because you are pretty well dressed when I see you out and about. I mean, you've got the nice 5-pocket jeans on today. I mean, listen, he's a pretty sharp dresser. Who picks out your clothes?
Yeah, mostly me. Sometimes I'll go shopping with my older daughter. She's got a pretty keen eye for fashion, but mostly me. But no one's also ever said that I'm pretty well dressed, so thank you.
I mean,
I'll take it.
Listen, I'll give him a big round of applause. I think the mayor dresses rather well, represents us well. So I do want to ask you about one last thing, because I know you're busy this morning. I appreciate you coming by to have a cup of coffee. How weird is it? So I went to the I went to VCU. I saw you that day with all the governors, right? So I've got Senator Kane. I've got George Allen. I've got Jim Gilmore.
Oh, this is the Brown versus Board of Education
Brown versus
event?
Board of Education
yeah.
event,
Okay.
right? And I got there, and I had never been able to be with Gilmore and Allen on the same day at the same time. We could come on the radio with me every week, and then I saw you, and I said hi to you and gave you a bro hug. But you got to get up and introduce everybody. You were the person greeting everybody. I'm like, how weird is it to be the mayor of Richmond, Virginia, and you have all of these governors and senators and all these people, and they're all looking to you, and you're leading this thing. And did you ever think of like, what is going on here? I'm here with all these governors. Youngkin's got your number the same way I have your number. You talk to these people all the time. I mean, it's kind of cool, isn't it?
Yeah, never imagined that this is where I would be. But I will also say that, like, they're human like everybody else.
Oh, no, they're not. No, they're not. You're relatable. The rest of our politicians.
Oh, I will say, behind the scenes, as I get to know folks like this, whether it's the governor or whether, our senators, and they are people that I have coffee with, that we share meaningful conversations with. And regardless of where people are on the political spectrum, like, there is a humanness to all of them. And,
Sure.
and what brings them to the work of whether it's politics, public service, is a heart for people. And we may not always agree on like what the best,
but that's okay,
action
isn't it?
Totally okay.
Right.
Absolutely.
Because you and I, again, listen, that's the thing I appreciate. I want to hear from everybody. And by the way, the city council members, some that would never think of coming on WRVA are starting to come on because they appreciate the fact that we're going to have an honest conversation, and they get to get their point of view. I learn from them every time I get a chance to talk to somebody. Hopefully they take something away from my point of view. I think it's been good for the community.
Absolutely. And I think that your point about this is how community is created, when people who of different ideals, different political ideals can come together, have a conversation, see our humanness, and still say, okay, like, we're going to work through that, but human to human is how those connections are built. And so, it's a huge part of how I have sought to live my life. It's a huge ideal that I aspire to as I help lead our community into building better bonds and creating, a more whole place for human beings.
Well, hey, I appreciate you coming on, spending some time with us, having a cup of coffee with me. I know you got to run. Look, they're saying, "Oh, hurry up, Danny's got to go. He's got more things." Now, listen, the mayor, he's got plenty. He's the mayor. Oh no, wait a minute, you're the mayor that shows up on time for everything. Okay, I'll let you go. I don't want to hold up your schedule, but Mayor,
hey, great to be
appreciate
here.
it.
Thanks
much.
for having me.
Absolutely.
Look forward to the next opportunity.
Absolutely.
All right.
Mayor Danny Avula joining us here live from Shorty's Diner. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll continue the News Radio WRVA.